Hi, Taylor T. Carlson here, and the good people at Kino Lorber are at it again, and they've given us another excellent 4K release that we'll be unboxing and reviewing today. This is Killer's Kiss from 1955. This being the second feature film directed by Stanley Kubrick, who of course would go on to be one of the greatest and most esteemed directors of all time, giving us movies like Spartacus, Dr. Strangelove, 2001: A Space Odyssey, Clockwork Orange, Full Metal Jacket, The Shining. The list goes on. The guy's got an extensive resume, and we get to revisit one of his early classics today. So let's take a look and see what we got here. Great slipcover art there that speaks for the film pretty well. Spine text on the other side. Here's the back cover, has a description of the film and a few screenshots, list of features, legalese, all that good stuff. We'll take this off. Underneath here, we pretty much have the same thing. Disappointingly, no reversible art sleeve on this one. It's just a plain white sleeve underneath there. And here's our disc. This is a 4K disc only, so unfortunately, no Blu-ray copy included. On that note, just a disclaimer that any image you see in this film is actually a screen cap from the Criterion Collection Blu-ray that came out a few years ago. Those are just to give a general idea of what the film looks like, and they certainly don't fully do justice to a 4K presentation. Killer's Kiss, the second film from Stanley Kubrick, is set in New York City in a low-rent apartment district where two people live. One is a washed-up boxer, and the other is a dancer who's in deep with the mob. Following the boxer losing a fight, he and this dancer, after he witnesses an event in her apartment, end up becoming pretty good friends, and something more begins to grow between them. Unfortunately, her mafioso contacts aren't really too crazy about this. The boxer wants to take her and go up to his family's ranch in Seattle, but once she disappears when they're making their plans to get out of town, obviously there's something afoot that has to be dealt with. Will he be able to deal with these mafioso contacts, or will any chance they have at a good relationship be destroyed by the mob? Stanley Kubrick has made some great films. I certainly think he has more hits than misses. And even in this early 1950s period when he was just getting started, he was already making very good movies. He'd only made one feature film prior to this, which was largely forgotten, called Fear and Desire. That was reissued on Blu-ray several years ago. But this movie was a major step forward in all ways. You have, obviously a slightly higher budget, so you've got, better cameras, better on-location shooting. It just looks better all around, and it does a great job of showing us more of a seedy underbelly of New York City instead of all the glamorous landmarks we usually associate with the city in film, although we do get a few glances at things like that here and there. The performances in the movie are actually pretty good. There's not really any name actors here, but honestly, I think that's a good thing, because I think sometimes having name actors can sort of take away from the experience. This is even though it's certainly not Stanley Kubrick's finest work, it's a very good movie that tells a complete story, and it does it in just over an hour. This is a pretty short film. According to the package, this clocks in at 67 minutes. And despite that, it's paced well, it keeps your interest. It's not a perfect film, but it's a very good one. And I am glad to see Kino giving some of these early Kubrick films another lease on life, let alone in the 4K format. We're also going to be seeing a few of the other early ones being reissued in the coming weeks as well. So you're probably wondering, how does Killer's Kiss look on 4K? Again, I wasn't expecting a whole lot, being as how this is a very early Stanley Kubrick film, and again was made on a lower budget than a lot of later stuff, but I have to say I was very impressed with this transfer. There has been the HDR Dolby Vision treatment. You get those nice deep dark black levels. There's very heavy film grain in most sequences, but again, it's supposed to look like that because that's how the movie was shot. I'm very happy to see they didn't resort to any unwanted noise reduction or techniques that will harm the picture more than help it. There are a few soft, rough-looking sequences, namely the opening title sequences, and there are a few shots here and there that have more of a sepia look than a grayscale look, so I wonder if this had to be sourced from more than one source. Either way, the good by far outweighs the bad. I think this is one of the best looking old school black and white titles I've seen on the 4K format. Disappointingly, not much in the way of extras. We do get a commentary track and a trailer for Killer's Kiss, as well as trailers for other early Kubrick films, Paths of Glory and The Killing, both of which should be coming out on 4K via Kino here in the next few weeks. Overall, though, despite the lack of bonus features, the picture quality is excellent and the release is certainly priced right. Fans of Stanley Kubrick or just old school noir-style cinema in general will want to pick this one up. Are you a fan of Killer's Kiss? Where do you think it fits in if you're ranking the whole Stanley Kubrick filmography? Comment down below and let me know what you think. Also, remember to subscribe to my channel for more content. I'm always posting new videos. And make sure you give this one a like if you found it helpful. I'm Taylor T. Carlson. See you next time.